Okay, welcome to Meet the Social Entrepreneur. Tom Colcott from the Social Enterprise Academy here, and I'm joined by Russ from Kilowatt Cars. We're actually driving around in one of the cars that Russ sells, which is an electric vehicle as part of his business. So we'll kick straight into it. Russ, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
And my first question is, you've run traditional businesses before, normal businesses, and this particular business, Kilowatt Cars, you've decided to run a social enterprise. Can you tell me why you decided social enterprise?
One of the main reasons for the social enterprise is that I was probably late to the realisation, but I really wanted to start giving back. I've taken a lot from society and from the planet, I guess. And as I got older, I've started realising that it can't just be one-sided. It has to be give and take whenever you have a business. You know, businesses can't just sort of be there for profit. They have to be there for good as well. And that's the main reason why, and also because there's young people involved in the business, not just, me, the old person, and they have a really strong moral obligation to do something that's good, and that's what I'm doing it for.
Awesome. And we usually at social enterprise schools, which a lot of these young entrepreneurs are participating in, we start with the cause. But with your business, I want to start with the product. So talk us through, what is the product and how do you sort of get that product and how do you sell it?
Okay, so my background has been in the automotive industry, and I dealt out of Japan for quite a long time. Now, what we're actually selling electric vehicles, and they're known as a Nissan Leaf. And I've tapped my contacts that I've had in Japan for many years, and through them I can import from Japan the Nissan Leaf and then sell it here in Australia. So it's really nice to be able to use the people that I've dealt with in Japan for quite a while. The guy that I've dealt with for years, I'm actually dealing with his son, so it's a generational thing. And we're doing something with the second-hand stuff. Instead of it just going to scrap or being recycled, we're giving it another life here in Australia, which I think is a really good thing to be doing. So they're the main reasons. I wanted to sell electric cars, I'm interested in cars, and I wanted to do something that was beneficial to the planet, and this was quite an easy choice for me to make.
Unreal, and it's great, that's an interesting model in that you're buying something secondhand and then kind of adding a margin and reselling it to a new market. So great, great little sort of way to do business, I think, for these guys to consider. My next question is the cause. So what is the purpose part of the business, the social enterprise?
The main reason for this is that there's a bit of a crisis starting to loom. Well, it's not starting to loom, it's looming right now, right in front of us, where climate change is impacting the world. And trying to get more people to use electric vehicles is a small part of the overall jigsaw, and it's something that I can actually do. So instead of standing idly by, waiting for someone else to do it, the three of us in the business sat down and decided that we should just do it ourselves and make available to people some well-priced second-hand electric vehicles. And that's the main reason we're doing it. One, because we're quite passionate about trying to do something to avert the worst of climate change. And secondly, because we can.
Yeah, awesome. And it's you're as a business, you're actually providing that option for people. So you're providing a product that is eco-friendly, and you do that education and advocacy piece by, allowing people to test drive them, look at them, talk about them, so you're out there in the world sort of educating people about EVs and more sustainable ways to travel.
We try really hard to do that. We give our vehicles out to various sustainability groups, and they can keep them for anything up to about 6 weeks at a time, and just let other people have a chance of driving electric vehicle and see if they can actually buy one, if it's going to fit into their lives okay and work for them. Because a lot of people they've heard a lot about electric vehicles, but they haven't actually experienced one. So the best thing is to get them out there and let people use them. We are not expecting any financial gain from that. It's more of an educational thing where people can get in the car and think, oh, this is actually pretty good, and maybe the next car we buy will be one of these. It's been a game changer for a lot of people where it's really changed their mind about whether they will or won't buy an electric vehicle, and I'd say about 90% positive where people decide an electric vehicle will be part of their transport fleet early in the near future, certainly in the near future.
Yeah, it's great. And I mean, I can, I'm proof of that given that I bought a Leaf off you, years ago. And like you said, it was that affordable kind of entry point into the market that otherwise there was no one else selling them like that. Like it was you or a brand new car or a very modern sort of car that would have been outside my reach. So that's an amazing piece of impact in those different ways you've learned. So just in the journey of running a social enterprise and over time, you've been doing it for years, is there any learnings that has changed what you do or how you run the business? Maybe it's the purpose piece or maybe it's the trading piece, but any major sort of shift as you've learnt about the market or anything like that?
I guess probably one of the biggest things that we've learned is that it needs to be experiential. People need to experience what it's like. And if you're going to offer them an experience, by giving out a car for them just to use without being obliged to buy it, that has been really game-changing. The other thing for us is that we're doing things which we hadn't planned on, which is advocacy. So going around and working with the likes of Farmers for Climate Action, Land Care and those sort of things, and just doing talks about how it's not that difficult to start electrifying your life and just living a life that creates less pollution. And I guess that would be the main things that we found. I had no idea that I'd be out giving talks or doing any of these sort of audio visuals when we first started, but now I see it as an integral part of what we, as a social enterprise, have to do, is to get out there and advocate.
Fantastic. And last question, because, it's been really, really eye-opening and interesting talking to you about your social enterprise, but what advice would you have for any budding young social entrepreneurs out there? What's one thing you'd tell them or advise them?
Well, I would really advise them to follow their passion. And if you do that, then normally you'll find that the profit will follow. Just pick a path that you think, oh, this is going to be such a good thing to do. It's going to be good for so many people. And just go for it. And the other thing which I would definitely say is if you've got your passion and you have a go at it and it fails, don't worry about it. You'll learn so much by failing that you just pick yourself up and get on with it and try again. But have a passion and really go for it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Russ. You have done an awesome job at Meet the Social Entrepreneur. Guys, keep an eye out for Kilowatt Cars, and they're a great little social enterprise out there. And we'll see you next time, Meet the Social Entrepreneur.